Thanks for joining us at xm.com for this Forex Preview video. We'll be having a look at the Bank of Japan meeting coming up this Thursday. I'm Christina Marujos. Joining me today is Senior Investment Analyst Rafi Boyajian. Rafi, the Bank of Japan concludes its meeting on Thursday where no change in policy is expected. However, the latest economic data out of the country has been fairly positive. Therefore, investors are likely to expect an upbeat statement by the Bank of Japan. What is the likely outcome on Thursday's meeting?
So, Christina, as you said, we're not expecting any changes in policy by the Bank of Japan. But given that the Japanese economy is showing increasing signs of a recovery, we're likely to see policymakers sound somewhat more upbeat tone, at least compared to their last meeting back in July. So we've seen a bit of a recovery in exports and industrial output in Japan. Although consumption after an initial rebound, it does appear to have eased off slightly. So there's a bit of a concern there, and this could possibly mean that more stimulus will be needed, but most likely that stimulus will be a fiscal one, and the Bank of Japan might even stress that. And as far as the BoJ is concerned, they're pretty much out of ammunition, so there's not really a great deal that they can do other than maintain cheap credit with their emergency lending programs to try and keep business afloat as much as possible. So the most we're likely to see from the BoJ on Thursday is slightly more positive language.
However, it's impossible not to talk about politics as they're taking the forefront in the country, with the newly elected Suga being the new Prime Minister of Japan. How could the latest political developments affect the yen?
Well, they could have a significant impact, but probably not just yet. So in the short term, the fact that the BoJ is really pretty much exhausted all its tools, it means that even if they do alter their language, it's not going to see much of a response in the yen, in the currency markets. But as you said, there's a new prime minister in the country, and so Yoshihide Suga, he is a supporter of Abenomics, and therefore we're likely to see the status quo being maintained in terms of the government working closely with the BoJ and keeping the monetary and fiscal taps wide open. There are reports, or we've seen previously in past behavior from Suga, that he's slightly more restrained when it comes to supporting big fiscal packages. So future fiscal stimulus might not be quite as generous as previous ones, but we are now seeing reports that Suga does want to make jobs a priority in his premiership, and so this may see government focusing more on jobs, but also he might even consider giving a Bank of Japan a role in terms of achieving that, possibly adding employment as a second mandate to the Bank of Japan. And if that was to happen, then that would be probably weaker for the yen, because the Bank of Japan would then be forced to maintain an even looser monetary policy for even longer in order to make sure that the labor market stays healthy and recovers from the pandemic.
Rafi, thank you for joining me today, and thank you for watching this Forex Preview on the Bank of Japan meeting on Thursday here at xm.com.